The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our Race Results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off-tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and more to keep your audience plugged into your stream, whether it's rolling grids and podiums, performance breakdowns by car, club, class, and team, or even pulling your Sim Racer Hub standings automatically. Join these elite broadcast partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Full wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance.
Welcome, race fans, to Kansas. Here with the GEC Racing League Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series for the Kansas Kerfuffle 225. It is race 5 of season 9. After this, we'll be halfway through the regular season. Up in the booth, as always, I'm Shane Cochran. With me is Lee Kiernan. Lee, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, doing really good. Kansas Speedway. It's a local track for me. You know, 1.5 miles, tri-oval, progressive braking, banking. Love this place. Runs a little tighter line than you think. It's wide open, but the line is actually pretty tight around here. How do you like this place?
I think I beat Jamie Griffin here a couple years ago on a fuel strategy, and that's about the only way I could do it. Have never really figured out Kansas just quite, but it's going to be a big challenge for our drivers here tonight. As we have all season, we got the heat cranked up, 80 degrees in the air, 113 on the track to start this one, and this race is kicking off somewhere around 1:30 in the afternoon, so it's only going to get hotter as the race goes on. It's going to be slick and fast, and we've got the regular race setup, fixed setup here at Kansas. 4 additional tire sets sitting on pit wall, 1 fast repair in the bank if you need it, 1 green-white checker there waiting for us at the end, and 65% fuel. And I am excited for this. We've got a big, packed field. I think we have maybe as many as 40 trucks. We'll see how this works out. If Race Control's got to DQ anybody, we did have to drop the hammer on having your race banners on this week, so a couple drivers might get DQ'd here to start this thing off. Otherwise, it looks like we're going to have 39 drivers, I believe, on the track. So a great field to get this one started.
That's a nice, healthy field. Be interesting to see how they go here today, because there's only one thing that that wears out quicker than tires around here. Do you know what that is? That's driver's patience.
That's what I was going to say. Egos, will to live, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but just because you're quick over 5 laps doesn't mean you're going to be quick over 35 laps if you're not careful. So, so this will be interesting.
As almost every driver has made their way to their truck, we're going to kick off our starting grid. It is going to be Joshua McKinney in the 03 on the pole with Coleman Chapman to his outside there for Dirty South Racing. Then Knox Thompson and Nick Sipple on row 2, 2 drivers that have been fast all season. Dakota DeRemus and Max DiFilippi on row 3. Then it's Andrew Clue and Larkin Boyer in row 4. Jacob Hughes and Tony Skirbo in row 5. That's your top 10. Then it's going to be Josh Ryder and Robert Weibel in row 6. Joe Barrow and David Culleton, 2 longtime GEC veterans, starting side by side on row 7. Then Marino Jr. and Dylan Barris in row 8. We've got Green and Brom on row 9. McCormick and Shelton in row 10. Rounding out your top 20. Then Max Dinda and Josh Eller on row 11. We've got John Boy Hughes and Todd McDuffie in row 12. Jamie Griffin and Walt Sahadak in row 13. Johnny Jones and Wesley Lister in row 14. Ryan Elzey and Corey Stewart, row 15. Then Stephen Hayes and Stephen Caswell, 31st and 32nd. Kenny Most and Kevin Keister in row 17. Then Marshall Taylor and Jonah Seawright. Eric White and Matthew Taylor. And then Casey Sprinkle in row 20. It looks like maybe Taylor and Sprinkle did not actually make the start of the race. So it will be 37 trucks out there on the track for us.
We have McKinney dropping to the back of the line because he doesn't quite have his paint set for the league. So I think that's what he's doing at the moment.
That's going to move that inside line up a row, putting Knox Thompson there on the inside. And Coleman Chapman on the outside should be the control truck here at the start.
Some of the guys still need to get their paints right for the league, so a couple of those will be dropping to the back of the longest line here.
Not the cleanest start as drivers are getting spaced out and ordered as they needed to be, but it is going to be Coleman Chapman taking the green flag. There on the outside. Kansas, one of those tracks where you can make a ton of different lines work for you, as we do see the 7 has been disqualified for that banner issue we talked about. And it looks like, I think that's Clue there down on the apron on the backstretch, going to drop back a good bit. Sipple up into the 07, just a little bit of contact before he drops back out of 3 wide. Here comes the 10 of Larkin Boyer to his inside.
Yeah, Thompson's our leader. He got a great start. He was handed the lead, really. He needs to buy a lottery ticket here today.
I think race control. Trying to figure out, we were hoping to give EOLs to drivers who had their banners on but not 100% correct if they had an older version or had covered up part of it. So a couple of these drivers received an EOL, and then they might have to wait till the first caution to have that take effect. We just have a couple drivers break the fastest lap of the night there, brought to you by 42 Designs. Right now it's a 32, well, now it's a 73 of Lister. A number of drivers turning their fastest laps of the race right here on lap 3.
Chapman got out of shape there a little bit, and I think that was the 10 of Boyer that was able to get around him a little bit, but now they're fighting side by side.
Oh, contact there between the 19 and the 88. 19 down across the nose of the 07. Great defensive driving by everyone there to keep it straight out of the grass.
I can't believe Chapman was able to miss that. That was a great piece of driving but that will elevate Boyer, you know, up next to close to Thompson now.
Yeah, Boyer, a driver that had a really great run last week. Got into a fender bender there with a couple laps to go. Didn't get the finish he was looking for, or that matched his speed mid-race. But that's also how it goes in these long races. 150 laps here tonight. You've got to be good almost every single one of them to get that finish at the end.
Now Boyer looks quick now, but is he using his tires up? That would be the question I'd be asking right now.
He's made it to the lead there in that 10 truck.
Ryan Elsey has the fastest time at the moment. Ryan's down in 26th, but he's cranked out a 31.438.
We just watched Anthony Marino Jr. go through the middle. He's up 8 spots since the start of the race. Right there behind him, Joe Barrow up 5 spots.
Yeah, I see a lot of quick drivers, guys, drivers that we know are quick, that are back in the pack at the moment. Jamie Griffin, Joseph Barrow. Those guys are back in the pack right now. We're looking to those guys to come forward.
I'm a little amazed at just how spread out the field is already, almost halfway around the track. We do have one car. Who is that? The Matthew Taylor. Out there in front of the leaders. Not sure if he had a penalty or missed the start there at the beginning.
I thought there might have been a truck that did have to stop for 30 seconds. Maybe that's what he had to do. Not quite sure.
Close racing there. That's Max Dinda on the bottom side. I believe that is Robert Weibel in the 53. They're going to be 3 wide. Oh, a little bit of contact. I think that's David Culleton just ahead of Weibel. Got kicked sideways and kept it straight. This is a battle for 13th position. Back up at the front. Knox Thompson holding on to second behind Larkin Boyer. We've got the 19 of DeFilippi and the 88 of Doremus battling for third.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a couple of guys start to move forward here in the next 3 or 4 laps. One of those would be Jamie Griffin in the 5.
He's up 7 positions already on the night. And we really only have one tidbit of kind of GEC stats trivia, and it is that Jamie Griffin is the only driver in the field tonight who has won at Kansas previously in the GEC Racing League. Every other driver is either moved on to the Cup Series or moved on to other pastures. So keep your eye on that 5 truck. I think, as you mentioned, he's going to be one that has had success here before. I stole one from him on a fuel mileage race a couple seasons ago. Otherwise, he'd have 2 wins.
Yeah, and Jamie would be up in the Cup Series with us. The only reason he's down here is because he does the commentating on Thursday night. So I noticed Kenny Most was 3 wide then, just a moment ago, with Walt Sahadak in the top lane. And I just see Jamie Griffin working his way around. Who is that? He's working his way around Weevil.
Yeah, Robert Weibel in the 53. A lot of comers and goers.
What are you, top line or bottom line here?
Well, I think Kansas is the perfect, intermediate track in that you can make any line work as long as you've got clean air on the nose.
Yep. Agreed. Jamie around Colleton now.
Last week in the Cup Series, we were out at, was it Fontana? And it was kind of the same way. You could make a lot of different lines work, but you had to get clean air to do it. Barrow bounces off the wall as he's trapped in dirty air behind this battle between Nick Sipple, Max DeFilippi, Coleman Chapman, and Marino for 4th.
Yeah, I must say I did not enjoy Auto Club last week.
And this group just looks dicey right now. And this pack right here especially just has something to prove. We've got Marino. He was in the Cup Series previously, came over to Trucks to race with some teammates. Nick Sipple started the season late, so he's behind in the points, trying to prove his point. Then the 19 of DeFilippi, actually just coming off a 2-race suspension for some issues a couple races ago, so he really wants to have a good run here tonight. And Joe Barrow, multi-time GEC champion, trying to find his footing here in the Truck Series in Season 9.
Yeah, it looks like the top side 6 guys are just rolling at the moment. They're trying not to use their stuff up, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it looked like Doremus had gotten by Thompson, and now they are dealing with a lap car. The 58 of Matthew Taylor is there just behind Larkin Boyer, our leader. Going back through the field again, it is dicey back here. David Culleton on the outside of McKinney.
Yeah, McKinney's working his way forward from that low starting spot he had to take. He's worked his way forward to 21st. A great field here tonight. I think we have 38 trucks here tonight.
You know, another driver that has joined us this season a little late, but here to throw down a past GEC champion is Andrew Clue. Racing there in the 47. He's in 18th position. He started a lot higher than that, but we saw him drop down to the apron early in the race. Maybe not confident yet in the handling of this truck. But we know he can get it done. He was the driver to beat not that long ago here in the GEC Racing League, especially in the trucks. Woo, close there between Keegan Shelton and Jamie Griffin. The side drafting starting to get aggressive here as we're 18 laps into the run. Still a long way to go.
Start to see who was taking care of their tires here. This is a great run. Great first run. Nice and clean. Great battles all over the track.
Ryder all the way to the grass in that 32. Trying to get around the 27 of Green. And he's got a pile of trucks there right behind him as he's trying to track down Nick Sipple for 7th.
Yeah, the first 6 trucks have skipped away from the field a bit. They have about a second on the rest of the field.
Barrow now trying to get around that lap car of the 58. Matthew Taylor, he's going to be sitting in that lucky dog position. Still a little over a half lap between the leader and the car at the back of the field, so I think the 58 will be all right if he can hang around for that first caution of the night, catch a lucky dog, and get caught up.
3 wide back here with Colleton taking Jamie Griffin up the inside. I think it was Colleton.
Might have been Shelton there in the 08 or McKinney in the 03.
Sorry. I'm in the blink view, and sometimes it's a little hard for me to see, make out the paint jobs.
Yeah, still 36 trucks on the lead lap, racing everywhere through the field. Larkin Boyer still leading. Knox Thompson and Dakota Doremus up front. Then they've started to space out. Marino has locked in at 4th. DeFilippi in 5th. We've got some contact in the back of the field, maybe. I'm seeing Ryder and Chapman might have had a bit of contact. Yeah, great green flag run here to start the Kansas Kerfuffle 225. Say that 10 times fastly.
Yeah, really. I'll leave that for you to say, but yeah, really great start to this race. Really impressed with the driving from everybody here tonight. It's really good. Get some good clean laps on this. Yeah, it was Shelton that I was watching. That's a tight little group there. Shelton, Griffin, and McKinney. 3 quick drivers.
I'm watching. It looks like Marino just got around Doremus for 3rd. One of the fastest cars on the track. Over the last 5 laps, it's actually Clue has been the fastest truck. He's up to 11th. Joshua McKinney. Oh, now it's flipping around on me. So it's DeFilippi now the fastest truck, tied with Clue. And like I was saying, Kansas is a very interesting intermediate, very fast. You've got to be able to use the draft on the straightaways and then get clean air in the corners, and kind of the transition between those two is very important. And so you're going to see trucks that are in that maybe third truck in the pack or 5th in a side-by-side pack. They're going to get big runs, but they're not really going to have anything to do with it unless they time it out just right.
Yeah, that truck and these trucks are more aero sensitive the last couple of seasons than they used to be. I just saw McKinney take the air off the front of Jamie's truck going into 3. So you can do that, and then it makes it a lot tougher for that truck behind to be able to get a really good run out of the corner. It's a trick Mr. Cochran here runs on me every Thursday night.
Now, I've been using that high line as often as I can this season.
Three wide back here to 2 wide, entering into 3.
Cochran, I don't have as much luck with that high line as you do. It seems the ball comes up on me a whole lot faster than it does on you.
Well, I'll tell you what helped me out last week. That's Dusty Haynes, our race control. And for the first time this season, the race is going green long enough for him to come up and chat with us. Welcome to the booth, Dusty.
Nice.
And but yeah, I'll tell you what worked out for me. I actually slammed the wall about 10 laps into the race last Thursday and bent the toe in, and suddenly the car would rotate a lot better. It was loose, but the car was tight otherwise, so that's how I was making that high line work. Unfortunately for me, I fixed that damage about halfway through the race and slowed back down.
Yeah, I won't have that luck. If I got that same kind of damage, probably make me way tighter and then end up bouncing off the wall even worse. That's just how my luck's been going this season.
Up at the front, Knox Thompson and Larkin Boyer are kind of running away here. Gonna take a look at these lap times. Over the last 5 laps, Thompson has been gaining about 0.05, which means he should catch Boyer here in the next 3 or 4 laps, and he's got a great run right there on the bottom. Maybe even faster than that. 2 Dodge Rams. Are they Dodge Rams? We still haven't figured this out. 2,
I think, yeah.
What is it? Fiat owned and managed Ram Chrysler products.
Yeah, I think they're just Ram. Yeah.
I'm going to get a letter from someone.
I'm watching this group back here with McKinney. It's McKinney, Chapman, Klug, and Griffin. It's a fast little group. They seem to be moving forward. If they would play nice with each other, I think they would close down the trucks in front of them.
And our leaders are side by side, trading the lead.
Wow.
And they're both still pulling away from 3rd place DeFilippi right now.
And they are teammates, are they? No? Yes.
Oh, we just happened to see Marino get sideways. He's spinning down the inside. It's going to be our first caution of the night. Everybody able to avoid him. I didn't see any other contact other than that. We'll see what got that 71 truck upset. They're 3 wide. There's DeFilippi in the middle. I think he's just trying to stay out of him, and gets that 71 fishtailing down the backstretch.
Yeah, it looks suspiciously like netcode.
I'm not even sure he touched him, Lee. I think he was just had so much
I don't
wheel
think he
cranked
did.
into it.
It was a little unusual, to tell you the truth.
We're gonna go back a lap.
Definitely.
Jump on board with Marino here on the bottom, 3 wide.
Yeah, maybe he just lost it trying to stay off him. Maybe it wasn't that code.
Oh. Great job keeping it out of the wall here. You see him staying in the gas, staying in the wheel. Gonna lose some track position, but could have been a lot worse there for Marino. We're gonna see everybody come to pit road now. Larkin Boyer leads the field down pit road. See, I'm not sure what to expect here. It looks like Boyer might have gone 2 tires. Everyone else going to go 4.
Yeah, Boyer got out, followed by Thompson. Followed by D. Felipe.
Yeah, so it is going to be Boyer, 11-second stop. Looking like 2 tires for our leader. And I think he just wants to make sure he stays out front and out of that hornet's nest there behind him on this restart. Here on lap 32, we've got 31 in the books. Should be maybe 118 to go when we take the green flag next.
He's probably saving a set as well for later in the race.
A set of lefts? I don't know if
Yeah.
would you go left sides only here at Kansas?
I don't know. Would it pull you around? Might pull you around if you needed it. Not
Better than
sure.
nothing, maybe.
Yeah. Not like taking lefts at Pocono.
So I think literally the entire field came down pit road right there.
Yep.
Now, one truck I've lost track of here, the 75 of Sipple. Looks like he's gone a lap down or 2.
He was having some issues getting tight earlier, and he hit the wall a few times, so I'm pretty sure he had some wheel damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's see. He had some contact back on lap 13. We'll go back and take a look at that. All right. There, 3 wide with the 19. And then maybe it looks like he got aero loose with the air packed up under that truck. He did smack the wall, but nothing right there looking too bad. Again, this is back on lap 13. Battling here up in the top 5. And the green flag is back out. Larkin Boyer spins the rear tires down into the grass. That makes 19 of DeFilippi takes the lead from him. Boyer going to keep it straight, though. Got to clean off those tires and get up to speed. Wow.
DeFelipe, followed by Dreamus, followed by Thompson. Those two are fighting it out there.
Let's go back, take a quick look at what happened to Larkin Boyer there on the start. We were looking at that replay. Didn't get a great look at this one. Right in the restart zone. Yeah, just a little too hard on the gas.
And Barros has fought his way up to 4th. He was pushing pretty hard earlier. Just
Don't
got
talk
around
about him
Burrow.
bringing the jinx. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's a 17 of Dylan Barris for H&R Racing, up to 4th, just ahead of Joe Barrow.
I'm not even going to mention Barrow's name tonight. But that 4 car did fight its way again past Barros on the inside there.
There goes the 4 truck up to 4th.
Hey Shane, if you get a chance, could you share your Discord feed with me if you get a chance?
Yeah.
If it doesn't kill the feed. Nice balanced field right now. Somebody just bounced off the wall. It was the Mountain Dew truck bouncing off the wall in 4. That is the 16.
That's Corey Stewart.
Yeah, I don't know if he got damaged, but he definitely did give it a little bit of a rub there. Awesome, thank you.
Marino starting to make his way back up through the field into 15th. Oh, contact there as Eller gets moved up the track. Keeps it straight out of the wall, but Marino now going down low. That's Jonah Seawright trapped in the middle in the 15 truck.
This race could fall directly into Jonah Seawright's hands. This is exactly the type of track, a type of race where he will come on strong in the second half.
Yeah, I think it was last season in season 8. We kept pulling up this stat that the driver that gained the most positions every race was Seawright.
Sorry, we have 2 trucks going around. It was the 17, I believe, and something else.
I'm seeing Brahm and Eller.
Maybe that's what it was.
With contact, as is Lister. We'll go figure out what happened here. We jump back a lap. We are watching Klaus Brahm here in the 41. Yeah, they just get, I don't know if they were 2 or 3 wide there. Eller and Brahm get squeezed up. And then a couple trucks make contact on their way by. Jump up to our GEC blimp. See if we can see anything else here.
And all of a sudden, Dusty's busy.
I hate making these calls, man.
I mean, that one looks pretty clear to me. I don't want to put you in a corner, but 69 comes up across the nose of the 41, and he catches the worst of it too.
Yeah.
Didn't see what happened to Lister. I think that might have been... Oh, he was that truck that came through and made contact with them as they were spinning. So 3 trucks with damage out of that one.
And I do see Sipple with the lucky dog. I don't hear him barking. That's a shame. But he is passing the pace truck.
You know, I'm lobbying that's a rule next season.
Me too, mate. Me too. For everyone that doesn't know, because it's called the lucky dog, a few of us like to bark whenever we get the lucky dog. So everybody knows that we're actually coming by.
Yeah, if anyone ever tells you it's not called the lucky dog, it's actually called the free pass. You send those people home and don't invite them back.
Very true.
So it's Max DeFilippi up front. Dakota DeRemus going to be alongside him. Joe Barrow has made his way up to 3rd ahead of Knox Thompson. Then it's Dylan Barris, Max Dinda, Josh Ryder, McCormick, Griffin, and Most. How about these drivers? Most is up 23 positions, Lee. What a start.
I was about to ask you, do you have the graphic that shows our biggest movers? Because that's great effort from Most.
Yeah, Seawright and Most both up 23 positions to start this race here on lap 41. Jamie Griffin up 16.
Although it's dynamic, so under caution, it probably is going to struggle.
Corey Stewart up 13.
Oh, no, it's good now. Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at Kenny. Take a look at his telemetry chart here, that journey. I mean, he's just been going forward. There's no other part of his story here. Took 4 tires in that first caution back around lap 32. As low as 32nd, but he's now up into the top 10. Who else we can like? We'll see. Let's take a look at Sipple. Yeah, there it is. He actually looks like he pitted under green and lost a lap. Maybe he was trying to short pit it there if he had some damage he wanted to take care of. Then made some repairs under that first caution and just got that lucky dog back to be on the lead lap. The other driver with an interesting journey was the 03 of McKinney. Started on the pole from qualifying time, but didn't have his banners on, I believe. Had to go to the rear there early in the race. And we are green flag racing one more time. 19 truck out front. Great start there for the outside line with Knox Thompson. Pushing DeFilippi clean. Now to Remus trying to make it stick on the bottom. Every driver in the top 20 or so pitted back in the first caution on lap 31. So not a lot of tire strategy here at the moment.
And Dinders put himself into this equation as well. He pushed himself around Burrow just then. And Burrow was dealing with the 17 of Barros as well. Barros has been pushing pretty hard here.
So we check on that track temp all the way up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So we're just getting slicker as it goes on.
And Kenny Most has gained another 2 positions. He's right on the back of this group here now. Kenny's in, he's at 8th position.
Oh, and we're riding along. As that happens, Barrow into the wall, down across the nose of Kenny Most. Looks like he's got damage, and the field is trying to get by. I think that's Sahadak into the wall as he goes by now. Eller and Shelton. And that went from bad to worst.
Well, sorry, Kenny. I put the commentator's curse on you.
We'll go back a lap. Jump on board one more time. It is I think that's Barris and Barrow that had an issue. Racing hard just in front of Kenny. Oh yeah, I mean, again, looks like 17 comes up, grabs the nose. And then everybody trying to make their way by. I think Sahadak is the first one that gets turned up into the wall. The 16 trying to squeeze through. They're 4 and 5 wide trying to get around this damaged 22. Hard to blame anyone for that secondary contact, but man,
yeah, the first one, the 17 wasn't clear, you know, and he moved up to the top line.
Let's take one more look at this. I think I'm gonna, just to show you how fast things happen, we're gonna jump on board with Sahadak here. He's riding somewhere around 20th at the time. Nothing to get worried about just yet. And then that 5th place battle, you can see Barrow down through the grass. And then Sahadak is thinking, hey, everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, there it is. He gets squeezed by, I think if the 16 was just trying to avoid hitting Most. And that's how it happened. Maybe we'll go back and this time ride along with Joe Barrow.
Yeah, this isn't going to be good here.
Gets a great run there down the backstretch. And this is just as close as you can get. Where Barris is thinking, I'm going to be clear, but doesn't quite get there. And then Barrow goes down across the nose of Most. Does some dirt drifting. Oh, there was a little bit of contact there at the end.
Yeah,
I didn't see who that was.
Too much damage, but
back that one up. He was doing everything he could to keep it straight in the grass.
Say what, Barrow is very used to the dirt.
And then right there, is that McKinney? Yeah, in the 03.
So I think you made the right call there on that one, Dusty. It's very hard to call that first incident with Barros and Burrow. But
Oh,
Barros,
there was 2 or 3 different incidents that went on there. It was hard to pinpoint exactly which incident it was that did it.
yeah.
So I think man, it looks like Barrow's still in the pits. 2.5 minutes on this stop. So I think he did pick up some pretty good damage.
Oh wow, he must have come. I didn't see what he hit. I was too busy looking at other things.
So we've now got 30 trucks on the lead lap, it looks like. Maybe 32. But the green flag is out. Jonas Seawright just grabbed a meatball, and we've got big contact in the back.
Yep.
Griffin, Doremus, McDuffie, Marino, Sahadak, Keister, Most, and McKinney. Now Culleton and Clue.
Another incident up the front with Thompson and Culleton, I think.
Yeah, we're going to have to unpack this one. Here on lap 48. Or 49, that is. Looks like it's... Well, let's go back. It might have started with McKinney.
Yeah, once again, they're just
Oh,
not
it's a
tight
big...
enough.
It's a checkup. That's what it was. Dinda goes to the bottom. Doremus gets turned, and then it's a whole bunch of drivers getting spun around there.
This is what happens when they're not tight enough under caution.
And then something happened to the 47... Even a little bit later than that. He was up in that 3rd spot.
I think.
And, man, just gets run over. I think that was Culleton behind him. Maybe as the caution came out, some drivers checked up a little faster than others. Really rough contact there for the 47.
I don't know about you, but the first place I look before I start checking up is my rear vision mirror. Because I need to watch the car behind me, check up.
Yeah, Thompson checks up in front of Clue. He doesn't really have the option.
Yep.
So in the 4th caution here, in quick succession.
I'm not sure why Thompson took it to the apron so quickly. Yeah.
So we want to thank everybody tuning in here on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel. See Deanna Stewart out there pulling for number 16. Let us know who you're pulling for, who you think's going to win if it's any different. And who you think's at fault here for some of these recent cautions. This is really shaking up the field.
It really has. There's been some good cars that have been taken out of that, especially towards the back of the field there. There was Jamie Griffin was taken out.
Yeah, I think
What's the hideout?
The only person that maybe likes seeing another quick caution could be the 4 truck of Barrow.
Yeah.
As he's now... I think he might have gotten a wave around right there, Lee. He's just going to be 1 lap down. Oh, no, he actually got the Laughing Llama Wraps Lucky Dog, even though he wasn't the first truck 1 lap down at the time. I think some of the other drivers had contact. Now Sahadak picks up a black flag as he was entering pit road, as does Stephen Hayes. I'm not sure if pit road was closed and got them both or what's going on there, but it is going to be Joe Barrow getting the Laughing Llama Wraps Lucky Dog, going back to just 1 lap down. He's going to be racing against Doremus, the 58 of Taylor, and now Sahadak. And then Kenny Most is the first truck 2 laps down. Kevin Keister is 3 laps down. Josh Eller 6. And Jonas Seawright 8. Eric White 51 laps down. He was parked for not having the banners on at the beginning of the race. And right back the front row, same as it's been for a good portion here at the beginning. Max DiFilippi returning to action here in week 5. Knox Thompson.
Now, if we look at what's going on towards the back of the field, this is why the checkups are happening and there's incidences going on, because The field is not organized at the back there. They need to get organized. Lights are off in the truck, so they're going green here. And they're closing in at the back very quickly. Thompson gets a great launch.
Green flag is out. Sipple all the way down to the apron. 3 and 4 wide under Stewart.
Contact between the 16 and Sipple.
Looks like Stewart has to check up a little bit. Sipple still running towards the front. Brahm now boxed in as he's got the 84 down low, the 27 in front of him. But he's going to throw it high and see if he can get a run here out of 4. Going to jump on board here with the number 47 truck.
I think there's some trucks back here that didn't get all their damage fixed as well. So I think we have some sick trucks back there that are hoping on another caution here soon.
So we're riding on board now with Klaus Brahm, one of the drivers letting us into their sim rig and then their living room, their office, wherever it is. See the intensity there for the 41. And he seems to like that high line. Maybe, you know, the middle lane to the high lane. You can see Nick Sipple there coming in his mirror.
Yeah, so Klaus has rebounded pretty well considering he was involved in an incident here not so long ago. Hopefully he didn't use his fast repair. Or should I say didn't have to use his fast repair.
There's a driver we haven't talked about yet tonight. John Boy Hughes up 19 positions. Running in 4th. Trying to track down Knox Thompson for 3rd. As Larkin Boyer has made his way up to 2nd, and he is trying to chase down the leader. Now Boyer has made a march to the front once tonight, and then spun the tires on a restart. Lost every position pretty much. And there he is, back to the front is the 10 of Boyer.
I'm trying to work out why those.
Ooh, big contact between the leader and the 19. They're spinning and he saves it. What a move by Boyer. Thompson and Hughes are squirrely as they sneak around. The 84 of Dinda's going to get by as well. That's for 4th. What a save.
Yeah, DeFilippi's apologized for that, but doesn't help Boyer too much. He's just toasted his tires by putting so much heat into him, and hopefully he doesn't have any damage, but what a great save.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Boyer was kind of on the wrong end of some contact at the end of last week's race. You know, in his mind, this is a trend. Multiple drivers giving him the bump and run a little too aggressively, so I imagine he's going to come back with looking for revenge, not necessarily with contact, but to get that lead back because he knows he's earned it more than once tonight already.
Yeah, he looked like he was driving with a little bit of red mist then, and he got down inside. I'm not sure who it was. It was Dinda. Boyer's a quick driver.
Here, a couple drivers tapping the wall here back in this pack where they're still 2 wide.
Yeah, they're 3 wide even further back with McKinney, who was involved in that last incident. It was actually McKinney and Burrow on the inside just then.
And I believe Barrow is driving himself. Not quite. Doremus is actually sitting in that lucky dog right now. Barrow trying to track down that 88 to be in the position himself.
I know you run VR, but with us guys with triples, sometimes it's hard to work out how far away that truck is if you can't see them. I think that's what was happening to Burrow just then.
Oh, they're almost thinking about going 4 wide. That's David Culleton. They're in the middle.
Wide for a moment.
Jump on board. David running back in 19th. Another one of the drivers sharing that in-car cam with us. Leader still single filed out with a little bit of a gap from the top 5 back to the rest of the field, but it is wild 3 wide racing here from about 10th back to 19th.
Yeah, I think Culleton has more speed there than Shelton. He had to check up a couple of times. And we have McKinney, I think it is, going around the top side of Culleton here.
See him giving that extra room. Shelton on the bottom.
McKinney.
Just no clean air to be found at this point in the pack racing.
No, it's literally a hornet's nest back here, I think.
Looks like Culleton's crew chief is joining him. Maybe some unsolicited feedback for the driver of the 50. Getting some moral support.
That's funny.
Bro, I'm up in the outside wall.
Yeah, he's dropping back through the field.
One guy that we had just hit the top 10 that we haven't mentioned too much tonight, and that's Robert Weibel. He's just broken into the top 10. He's right behind Stewart there. Both those guys are probably the brightest trucks in the field at the moment. Definitely with some of the brightest paint jobs. But Weibel's made a interesting run up through the field here tonight. A lot of maturity as the truck gets into the wall behind him.
McKinney has been on the march. He's now up to 13th.
I'm not sure who that truck in the high line is. I think it's the 17. Oh, that was tight.
Barris is at 17. Lister in the 73. McKinney starting to distance himself from this pack as he's made it up to clean air in 12th. Up front, though, it's still the 19 of DeFilippi with Knox Thompson in tow. We'll start running through the field
3
here.
wide, right behind them, too.
As it looks like Thompson and DeFilippi kind of trading laps back and forth.
Dinda, Sippel, and Boyer are fighting pretty hard here.
As is Sahadak trying to get one of his laps back. He's not that far from the leader, but not in the position for the Lucky Dog right now.
Getting it back the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, he is currently 4 laps down, so he needs to get around these guys fast. He does have fresher tires.
Got a great drive off the bottom there.
So it looks like Max Dinda, at least currently, is catching the leader. It'll be about 13 laps before he intercepts the 19. We take a look at Sippel just behind him. He's gaining even faster on the leader, so a couple of these trucks here are around 3rd through 5th with some speed for Max DeFilippi. Larkin Boyer hanging there in 5th place. Just behind him is Green in the 27. Great run for him. He's up 11 spots.
Someone's hitting the pits. Not sure who it is. Sounded like Thompson. Might not have been Thompson. 73 is pitting.
As is their leader and Thompson. Those two make it down to pit road. They last pitted, I think it was around lap 31. The other driver on that strategy is Green. And Lister picks up a black flag on pit entry. Likely a speeding penalty there. That's going to derail his night. Nick Sipple has inherited the lead there in the 75 truck.
Yeah, Sipple's running that high line, but you got to be careful running that high line. It's so easily get into the fence just like he did just then. Especially when you're on old tires here. So Hajdak's going to get this lap back.
At least for now, I think this pit cycle is going to work out in his favor. He did pit more recently, having to take care of some damage. As now McKinney is in the pits.
We're about to see what good tires do. Look at that drive off that corner. Sipple's trying to tuck in behind him there.
Looks like Marino Jr. has hit pit road now.
That's a great effort to fight your way back to the front.
Lee, I'm seeing a black flag for Larkin Boyer.
Oh, yeah.
Another driver hit, I think, with a speeding penalty here as drivers are jumping onto pit road.
Burrow into the wall just softly, but definitely into the wall there. I think that was... Oh, and we have Cullerton around and Burrows around. And that came off the nose of Stewart, I think. Not sure if Cullerton got up into Stewart or what it was.
I'm showing Ryder, Barrow, Cullerton, McDuffie, and Taylor involved in that one. Both Taylors, actually, the 58 and the 78. So we're going to go back and find a look here.
Go on board with Stewart, I would.
Oh, yeah, it's Cullerton and Ryder get together there as they're 3 wide below Barrow.
I'm sorry.
Let's go. Let's take another look at that one.
Yeah, I think it was
right here. I think. Yeah, Ryder is. Let's back it up even further. Actually, the lap before. Yeah, so I don't think they're side by side until that moment. So Ryder's coming in here behind Barrow and Cullerton.
I think Ryder came down on Cullerton actually. Which is unusual. But...
Barrow has to check up as he couldn't get to the inside of the 88. And then, Barrow tags the wall, and that's what slows him down. And Ryder doesn't know what to expect from the 4. I think he gives him a little too much room there. Oof.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't know who to put that on. I'd have a hard time blaming any of those 3 drivers for that one.
It goes back to the point I said before with these, when you have triples, it's really hard to see exactly where that truck is sometimes.
So Doremus is going to pick up, and that's why what we just saw was Barrow and Doremus racing for the lucky dog, which is, at most times during these oval races, that is the most intense battle on the track. Yeah, more so than the lead even, because those 2 drivers are fighting for kind of like, am I going to have any hope left, or is it just going to be over for me tonight? And we saw Barrow try to get there, and then his truck's in the wall.
And sometimes that's your only chance, especially if there's not many greens. That might be your only chance to get back on the back on the lead lap, and I've had it ruin my whole race if I'm not able to make it.
Yeah, so the order a little shaken up here. As we were in the middle of a pit cycle. We've got drivers serving black flags. We've got lucky dogs going around. So Dakota Doremus is going to get the lucky dog. He gets back on the lead lap. But the way this shook out, Lee, is I think Knox Thompson might be a lap down or close to it. McKinney gets trapped a lap down. Wow. Marino Jr.
Yeah.
John Boy Hughes. Cullerton. DeFilippi is a lap down. I think he might have picked up a penalty there. I'm not sure why he would have been trapped a lap down. He was one of the first ones to pit. So everything upside down right here is we're going to get the order sorted out. It is going to be Stephen Caswell in the lead. He last pitted back on lap 50.
What a great caution for Walt Sahajdak, who had just got his lap back.
He did. Yeah, Walt now, he's going to need a little more help. He's 3 laps down.
Well,
but because of this traps so many drivers a lap down, there's going to be a 7 or 8 car battle for the lucky dog when we get started. Barrow is going to be in the leading position there. I think Andrew Clue got his lap back through that. He's in 18th.
I can tell you it's very busy on the comms right now. Trucks don't know exactly where they're meant to be.
So I'm looking a little bit here at the pit strategy to see how long can drivers go. We just saw a couple drivers make it 34 laps on that tank. That might be the upper limit here tonight. Either way, we're coming back to the black flag, or to the green flag, as Knox Thompson picks up a black flag. The order looks a little wonky here, Lee. Oh, we've got Caswell going across. I don't even know where to start here. Every driver in the field involved in this one.
Yeah,
big stack up right at the front of the field as the leaders got going.
Yep.
So if the race wasn't shook up enough, it is now. This is going to be our 6th caution of the night. Man, we have had such a mixture of long green flag runs and then a whole ton of cautions right on top of each other.
Yeah, it was, you could see it coming, unfortunately, because there was a lot of confusion when they were in the back straight as to where they were meant to be.
There was some confusion, but the issue started right at the front. It was Caswell and Sipple, I think, were on the front row.
Yeah.
So we're going to maybe try to speed this up a little bit. Let's see if we can get to that restart. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell everything's a little out of line. Barrow knows he's not on the lead lap. He pulls down, tries to give a few positions back, but because of when the caution came out in that cycle, the lap down cars aren't necessarily behind lead lap cars. And oh, you know what it was? I think that's the same thing that happened to Larkin Boyer happened there to Caswell. He makes the shift to third there on the restart, and the truck just kicks sideways, and instead of kicking him down into the grass like it did for Boyer, kicked him up across the nose of the 75.
And Burrow went around separate to this, like probably even earlier than this. I'm not sure whether it did the same thing, but actually kicked him down into the infield.
If we get a little bit of a wider angle here. So yeah,
So
whatever position is right behind Barrow is under an argument. Oh yeah, Barrow also, same thing happens to him when he hits the shift, it looks like. And then a couple drivers with heavy contact. Most I see getting it. Chapman, Marino Jr. What a mess. See, Garrett Caswell chiming in for his dad. Steven there spinning the tires. All right. So after all that, I think Ryder is about to get a wave around. It's going to be Max Dinda and McCormick on the front row with Ryden Elzy in third, Dylan Barris in fourth. Actually, Josh Ryder is getting the lucky dog here, I think. And Andrew Clue just picked up a black flag. He's on pit road.
Dusty's pretty busy right now.
Yeah, we jinxed him, same as we do driver sometimes. Race Control was having an easy night there around lap 40.
If you could hear the comms right now, he is a very busy man. Lots of questions coming into.
I mean, yeah, just some drivers catching it at just the right time. 78 of Marshall Taylor. It's up 30 positions. He's going to be in 5th place here for this restart. Ryan Elzy is in 4th.
What's up, Marshall?
Max Dinda in the lead. Jamie Griffin up to 7th. He's got Jacob Hughes there with him. So it is going to be Max Dinda leading us back to the green here with 71 laps to go. Great start for the 84-54 coming along with them. Simple all the way to the apron again. 75 truck getting everything he can here on the restart. He's underneath Weibel.
Looks like it's a clean start here.
Jump on board with the 75 truck. Hughes goes to the bottom to try and take that away. He saw the 75 using the bottom to his advantage. Where is Nick going to go now? He's going to stay in that middle groove. Get a huge run. I think he just cleared Hughes. He's trying to track down Griffin. And Marshall Taylor. Doremus, who just picked up the Lucky Dog not that long ago, is behind him.
Under the fence back here. I think it was McKinney and somebody. Maybe no green.
And there's the caution.
No, yeah.
So we've got, looks like it was, I've got a couple named: DeFilippi, Skirbo, McKinney, Green, Taylor, Boyer, McDuffie, and Lister. All with contact there on that last lap.
It started, if you go to McKinney, it started around there, I believe.
Yeah, I do have McKinney as the first one involved in this one. It may have already happened by then.
Yeah, 59 was high.
Oh, and they just get something we've seen all night when drivers start checking
there's
up.
already damage earlier than that, though, between the other truck and McKinney. That's why his front fender's not on there.
All right, we're going to back it up a little bit. Actually watch the 59. That's Tony Skirbo. Oh, there it is. So McKinney gets squeezed up across the nose of DeFilippi. That brings him into the 59. Then both of those trucks are slow, and everybody behind them has nowhere to go. They get checked up with that accordion effect. Oh, and then even a little more contact there at the end for Skirbo and McDuffie, I think that was. David Culleton with a black flag somewhere along the line in there.
Yeah, that was pretty tough on Skirbo there because he was an innocent party that whole entire time, and then unfortunately he got a couple of pretty heavy hits.
So our top 10 right now going to be Max Dinda, McCormick, Barris, Elzy, Thompson, Brahm, Marshall Taylor, Jamie Griffin, Nick Sipple, and Dakota Doremus. Doremus had just picked up the Lucky Dog not that long ago and marched his way into the top 10. It looks like McKinney was given the EOL by race control there for that caution. I'm gonna check in with our rivalry standings here by truck make. Right now it's the Tundras. Toyota Tundras leading the way. They got 7 trucks out on track, leading right now in that 84. The Chevy's coming in second. Ford's third. First Ram is in 5th place. That's Knox Thompson right now. And the 19 is going to grab that Laughing Llama Lucky Dog there this time around. We got a number of drivers taking wave rounds coming out of the pits, getting stacked up as we're 1 to go. Back to green. While we have a minute here to catch our breath, we're going to take a look at the point standings. Oh, maybe I lied. Well, we're not going to take a look at the point standings just yet. So McCormick, that 54, he's up 18 spots on the night. We'll take a look at his journey. Started back in 17th, got caught up in a caution at one point and dropped as low as 23rd, but he's in second there on the inside lane. Been riding in the top 5 since this last string of cautions started.
Pace truck off.
And the green flag is out.
Great start by Dinda. looks like Brom got a good start there. Yeah, Jamie pushing him.
Yeah, 41. Moving forward.
Well, somebody just
Ooh.
bounced off the wall there. Yeah.
I think that's, yeah, who is that? That blacked out truck.
Yeah, there's three
Oh, boy.
wide right there. And really tight. Ugh. There's still 3 wide going into 4.
Is that C-Right? I think in that darker, I think it's the 15. But he's not on the lead lap. No, I don't think C-Right's on the track right now.
Yeah, I think I saw him with a meatball.
I can't tell who that is. Oh, maybe it's Barris. No, Barris is up here with Thompson. I'm not sure who that truck is.
The ghost truck.
Ghost truck.
At the moment, yeah. Is it Elsie?
It is LZ. Why is he running a 15 scheme on my screen anyway?
Yeah, it is on mine as well. Maybe he's got his paints messed up a bit today.
See McKinney down there on the apron trying to rejoin the field. He's 4 laps down. At this point, there are 18 trucks on the lead lap. Anthony Marino Jr. is riding in the lucky dog position 1 lap down. We're 3 wide here around 10th place. LZ, Griffin, and Doremus. Got John Boy Hughes right behind him.
The guy that's coming is Brom. He is a second off the lead, and you and I have seen this look in Brom's eye before in the Cup Series. When he gets focused in, look out.
Yeah, doing his best to track down those leaders is Klaus Brom in the 41. Just ahead of him is Dylan Barris, then Knox Thomas.
Oh, Colleton's around there. Looks like he was checking up and got a small tap from Burrow because he was checking up.
We're going to go back a lap, see what happened here. Culleton is a couple laps down. I think he maybe came off pit road with a little bit of damage, so he's not quite up to speed with everybody. Yeah, did he try to come to pit road? No, he just kind of opened the door. From what I saw, it looked like he opened the door for Barrow and didn't open it quite wide enough. Yeah, that's no fun for anyone involved when you've got damage and you're just trying to stay out of the way.
Got a couple of guys diving to the pits here.
Yeah, it looks like Dinda and McCormick both on pit road.
Yeah, 50% of the field's coming in. So Jamie in the pits there. I think what Culleton was fighting there is a loose truck. It looked like it was loose in the back end, whether he had some aero damage or whatever it was. And he was trying to fight it. And that's why he was slowing up a little bit more than the guys behind it needed him to. Who's our truck that first lap down?
Ooh, it's getting complicated over here. I think Marino just got the lucky dog maybe, and Chapman will be in the lucky dog when we get started going for this next run. But it's going to be Knox Thompson out front.
We haven't talked about Chapman much tonight. Where's he been hiding?
Well, I'll tell you who I'm looking at is his teammate for Dirty South Racing in the 78, Marshall Taylor. Look at this journey here from the back all the way to the front, started in 33rd. It's just kind of been waiting and then pouncing here through these last couple cautions. Great run for Marshall up front. He's going to be in that second row, just behind
Klaus is
Thompson.
up there too.
Yeah, I think Klaus. I'm a little confused by the order here. I think Klaus is in second on the outside.
I think so. He needs a good start, though. Be interesting to see if Thompson takes the. I guess he's taken the low side. So Klaus will be on the high side. Not a bad place to be here entering turn 1. If you can get a good jump.
And it looks like the Lucky Dog battle is going to be between Chapman and Barrow. We get here racing again. Barrow has been right on the edge of grabbing that Lucky Dog. A couple times getting contact, taking him out of it. A couple times just being one position short.
Here we are again.
We're going to go on board here with the 19 truck for this restart. He is in 7th position.
Great choice.
So
A lot of separation there.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Yeah,
I think that was Wyvil going around in front of him. No caution yet. We got a couple trucks down through the infield. We'll go back and take a look at what happened on that restart. Oh, we missed it there. Let's back up a little bit more. Yeah,
Once
and
again, the
this
gaps-
time it was Wyvil.
Gaps are just
Actually,
too
I'm not
big.
sure what happened there. A little bit of a bump
Yeah.
from the 19 and the 11 turned somebody up into, I think that was Wyvil on the outside. Either way, we're still green. And Marshall Taylor
Thompson
is
out
up to
front.
second ahead of Brom. Trying to hold off Max Dinda in that 41 truck of Brom behind him.
Tell you what, this job's getting harder every week, man.
Yeah, what do you make of that last restart? It looked like a couple drivers bumped and someone got turned. No caution, but certainly going to be some unhappy drivers out there.
Oh man, it's just we've been doing a lot better than what we have last few races. Because last few races, it seemed like we were averaging around 10 green flag laps before we got a caution. We got some pretty good green flag runs tonight. We need to just keep going with that pace that they were at earlier. Just kind of biding your time, wait until the end.
Yeah, 8 cautions so far here tonight, but they've come in patches. We've had long green flag runs and then a bunch of cautions one after another.
Yep.
Now the top 10 just about single filed out all the way back here as Joe Barrow is battling to keep that Lucky Dog position away from Coleman Chapman. He is marching forward with some fresh tires. Jamie Griffin now going to look to the inside of Nick Sipple. He's got Clue there underneath 3 wide.
Yeah.
They get it sorted back out.
Yeah, Clue backed out of it. Probably a good move right there.
Yeah, and at this point, we've got
3 wide ahead of them as well. Sorry about that.
I was just going to say, the lappage, I don't know what the lapperage, I'm not sure what the terminology is here, but the spread of what lap drivers are on right now is really wild. We have 19 drivers on the lead lap, 5 drivers 1 lap down, 2 laps down, then someone's 3, a couple people 4, and 5, 6, 20. So every truck you pass on the racetrack is not necessarily a position, and the tire life spread through all of this is just as different, as drivers who are laps down are more likely to have those fresh tires after coming in and fix some damage. And so you just don't know who you're racing with right now when you see someone pull up in your mirror.
All right, boys. Let's keep the comms clear.
You got it, race control.
Sorry about that. I thought I was muted in here.
Saw Doremus try to go high on Brom. He got into the wall and then lost another position. We've got 3 drivers, Stewart, Keister, and Green, caught up in this 9th caution. see what we can see.
Get back to
Ooh.
work, Dusty.
Yeah, no kidding.
You saw that one. It's a 97. I believe that's Keister. Kevin Keister for Graham Crackers Racing. Back this one up. Don't need the whole lap before, but just looks like they were 3 wide maybe, and
Did he come high?
Stewart gets to his outside, and yeah, I just don't know if the 97 was expecting him to be there, but he was.
The track kind of cuts in a little bit right where he made contact, so I think that's what he was trying to judge. I'm looking
Ooh.
outside.
Was
Looking outside right now, and it looks a little darker than it does on TV here. So seems to be unusual.
Check that weather here one more time. 124 now on track. So our leaders came to pit road. That's going to leave Max Dinda and Dylan Barris.
And Burris has
Out
got
front.
the lucky dog. Let's hope he had a little bark as he went by.
Barrow, I think Barris is up in second. But yeah, Barrow with the
Barrow.
we get so many names that are similar here. Couple Taylors, Keisters, Kinneys, and Clues, Elsies, and man, I can't remember. I'm getting lost just reading through the names, but it's Max Dinda and Dylan Barris up front. I do think you're right that Joe Barrow has picked up the lucky dog to become the 20th truck on the lead lap.
It's the Hughes that are tough because they're both J Hughes.
Yeah, and the Taylors are both M's,
really
and
tough. Yeah,
we're figuring it out. Eller and Elsie.
you might be, mate. I'm not sure. My apologies to everybody that I get wrong.
All right, we do have our season standings to take a look at here. It is Max Dinda, our leader, driving out there for GTCR Motorsports, is leading the point standings. He has had a top 5 in every race this season, and also a victory as well. Then just behind him, the second place driver in this race is also the second place driver in points. That's Dylan Barris. He's had 3 top 10s, still looking for his first win of the season. Then Carson Freeman. I don't think Freeman's in tonight's race.
I was about to say the same thing. I haven't seen Freeman tonight.
But he's sitting in third, tied with Coleman Chapman. Michael Boyd, another driver I don't see out there tonight, is in 5th. Then Thompson in 6th. Sahadak tied with Shelton for 7th. And I think these points are going to get shook up pretty good after this race. A lot of the drivers there in the top 10 in points not having great days. But Max Dinda, yeah, first in the points, top 5 in every race. We'll see if he can keep that streak going here tonight in race 5 of season 9 for the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series.
Yeah, he's driven pretty well here tonight. Barros is now on the outside.
Dinda's teammate, Dakota Doremus, there, going to be right behind him in the 88. 2 GTCR drivers.
The other guy that's fought back well is Skirbo. He's in 4th there.
Yeah, and Sipple as well, Marino Jr. And there it goes, Sipple all the way to the bottom. He's going to have to be careful with that. If he actually completes a pass before the start-finish line, he will get a black flag from race control for that. But that's going to put him all the way up to 2nd with that move.
Lots of times it's just jumping out of line before the start-finish, so let's hope they didn't do that.
Dinda out front. Nick Sipple in 2nd. Doremus gets tight. Up into Barris almost. Barris keeps it out of the wall. And again, we've got a hodgepodge of pit strategy here. Dinda, Sipple, and Barris, as well as Doremus, all went fuel only 13 laps ago. We've got another caution.
Around.
DeFilippi, Wyville, McCormick, Brom, Jones, and Shelton here in the 10th caution at the Kansas Kerfuffle 225.
Nicely named tonight. Kerfuffle is about right. Just then, not sure what actually transpired. A little earlier, yeah.
Ooh, it looks like this is going to be an interesting one. So DeFilippi does that kind of the same move that Sipple pulled all the way to the apron, and then comes up and, ooh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, so Weibel doesn't have to let him up, but I don't know what you expect to happen if you don't. So DeFilippi hard into the wall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Go back and watch it again.
You put yourself down there and you don't make the pass, you can't expect the guy to let you in.
Yeah, I think McCormick and Jones get caught up in that as well. They're not going to be too happy.
But there was net code involved in that one, so it's been called a racing incident. If you're going to use the apron, you better make the pass done. You know.
Yeah, one thing, if you're gonna go down there, you better make sure you can stick it and get in front of the car ahead that you're trying to
otherwise stay on the apron. You know.
All right, so
it's not like he was forced down there or anything like that. He put himself down there.
No, and it's a scary place to be because it's on you to make sure you're clear to come up. The cars on the side don't have to let you up.
Yeah, and there's no way that he could make the corner down there. So I totally understand why he came up, but you know, don't put yourself down there. So anyway.
Yeah, this race just keeps getting flipped on its head here. So we take a look at this pit strategy. Dinda, Sipple, Barris, and Doremus, as well as Marino Jr., all pitted 15 laps ago. But only Marino took tires. The other four went fuel only. Thompson is on the freshest tires and the furthest up in the field. He's going to be 6th, so he should be the driver moving forward when we get back racing here. Skirbo, you mentioned, is rebounded. He's done that by staying out longer than anyone and going fuel only 23 laps ago. Robert Weibel kind of in a similar boat. Then everybody else seems to be on a pretty similar strategy here. Shelton, Hughes, Taylor, the other John Boy and Jacob Hughes, Klaus Brahm, Andrew Kluge, Jamie Griffin, all pitted just 5 laps ago and have fresh tires, so they're going to be coming for those leaders. Then you got Joe Barrow back there. I think he might have had to use up some tire sets when he had damage, so he hasn't actually pitted since 25 laps ago, so he's going to need to come to pit road in about 10 laps. A little bit of a gamble there for Barrow.
Well, Barrow's crew's been working hard this race. They've had to do a lot of work to keep that truck straight. He's been in everything, salt and pepper.
And if you like what you're watching here tonight, tune in Thursday night for our Cup Series action. Let's see, where is I think this is the first week that the Truck and Cup Series are not at the same location. Cup Series going to go racing at Nashville for 215 laps. Looking forward to racing with both of you there.
Yeah, I need to be careful what I say about Burrow, saying he's the race control for the next race. So Burrow didn't mean any of that, what I just said.
And after that caution, Coleman Chapman did pick up the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog. He's back in 21st position, going to be the first truck the last truck on the lead lap. Todd McDuffie is going to be the first on the 1 lap down. Got me all twisted up here. Sipple with a little bit of contact on the restart with Barris underneath him.
Yeah, these trucks are getting really loose when they get on the loud button. So they're definitely stepping
and caution's
sideways.
Out already. The 58 of Taylor and the 3 of McDuffie involved in this one. And they're 4 wide. I'm not even sure which truck to look at to see how the wreck is coming. Yeah, that one just kind of looked like the 58 was squeezing McDuffie, and he maybe had enough of it there on turn entry. So the 58 goes around.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised the yellow came out for that, to tell you the truth. But yeah, he came up into him.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then McDuffie has to get around the corner at some stage, so... no.
Let's see, Cup Series going to Nashville on Thursday. Next week, we do have the week off for our mid-season break around the holiday Independence Day week. So I've heard there was talk of maybe a special event next Tuesday. an optional event for a non-points race for anybody who's around, but we are taking the week off officially.
I think there's the potential of a couple of drivers that haven't raced in the series all year coming and driving as well.
And then looking at our schedule, so after the week off on the 7th, we'll be back to race at Michigan, a track pretty similar to Kansas in terms of it's big wide open, it's a little bit more mileage, a little bit more speed. Then we're headed to Sonoma, first road race of the season, before we go to Chicagoland, Phoenix, and Dover to wrap up the regular season. Then the playoffs kick off at, man, what a gauntlet. We've got Charlotte, Talladega, Watkins Glen, Rockingham, and then wrapping up the season at Bristol.
Holy smokes.
That is going to be... I mean, we've been maintaining the head count pretty well this season. I think every race has had at least 36 drivers start and be on track. Corey Stewart picks up the lucky dog this caution. So if we get all the way to Bristol with 36 trucks, that is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
So we've got another lap and a half before we come back to green. Well, thank you for being with us. This is Shane Cochran and Lee Kiernan up in the booth. And everybody out in the GEC Racing League YouTube channel for watching. The CDSN Truck Series brought to you by 42 Designs and Laughing Llama Wraps. I want to thank them for their support this season and seasons before. I also want to thank Collateral Damage Sports Network for all the overlay packages we're using here at the GEC Racing League. Find your next broadcast upgrade. That's collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com. And we've got the one to go, Lee. 39 laps to go. I don't think anybody can make it on fuel. What's your strategy here to close out this race?
Well, being really careful with the loud button on the restart, because these trucks are just stepping sideways. I'm on the blimp view and you can just see them move backwards and forwards. So I would be getting through that. And then, to be honest, with this many laps, I'm starting to make my move if I'm further back in the pack. So yeah, I'm this is the business end. I'm ready to go here now.
All right, pace truck hits pit road. Green flag's going to be out here any second. We're all on board with sixth place driver Anthony Marino. He's got Knox Thompson to his outside. Looks like Barris spun the tires. That's going to send Sipple down to the apron, just like he's done most of the restarts. Marino thinking about trying to follow him, but the door gets shut by Barris, and there's the caution. Barrow, DeFilippi, Chapman, Hayes, Taylor, McDuffie, Stewart, and Culleton involved in the 12th caution of the night.
Oh, a big stack up at the back of the pack. So, nose to tail. Yep.
Here on lap, I think it was lap 112, when all of this got started. Let's see, I'm seeing maybe Stephen Hayes going off track is how this one gets. It's at least the first truck with an incident point here on this restart. They actually look spaced out pretty well.
Yeah, the ones coming behind, like, just close everything up too quick.
Oh, it looks like maybe a couple trucks just jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Was that the 19 truck, maybe? Or whoever's just behind him. Right there, yeah. I'm seeing the 19 and the 07 both going faster than the truck in front of them anyway.
Yeah, I think the 07 gets into the 19, pushes him into the 4 slightly. But I'm not sure why, when you're at the back of the pack, you're going that hard right at the start.
See what happened to Stewart here. Yeah, they all just kind of run together, and then Culleton gets into the back of the 16. It looks like Todd McDuffie will pick up the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog here for caution number 13. We really did jinx it. We were just sitting here saying, wait, we've been having 13, 14 cautions in all these other races. We're having a pretty good night. And here we are, 12th caution of the night with 36 to go. Now, here's where it gets interesting, Lee. I think we're right on the edge of a fuel mileage race. If anyone wants to pit now and try to make it to the end.
I'm pitting now. That's what. Are you doing that? I would be. I'd be
well,
coming in.
It might depend on your tire situation. So Nick Sipple is up front right now. We're going to look and see. He has taken at least 2 sets of tires. So he might have 2 still in the pit box. I see a lot of fuel-only stops along the way. But this means he hasn't picked up tires since lap 74. And he's still making moves. So maybe the tire fall off isn't as big as, I'd expect it to be. With this temperature, I thought surely you'd be wearing the tires out in traffic and dirty air. Well, look at Barris. He's taking kind of the same thing. 2 sets of tires, fuel only.
I would have been jumping to the pits because we know that there's going to be a couple more cautions. And you're going to be able to make it. Yeah, so
Marino has picked up at least 3 sets of tires for himself. So he's still got 1 on pit wall. Thompson, 3 stops. So he only has 1 left. Shelton, hard to tell. A lot of repairs made. You never know if drivers are taking tires when they have those long repair stops.
Yeah.
Speaking of repairs, let's take a look at our wrench wranglers. Matthew Taylor with 10 minutes of damage back in 29th. He is 12 laps down, but still running. David Culleton with 5 minutes. He's in 28th, 9 laps down. Really, the impressive drivers are Marino and Shelton, both with over a minute, and they're in the top 5.
Pace car off. Pace truck off.
Nick Sipple going to lead us back to green.
Start.
Yeah. And he just loves going all the way to the apron. He just did it all the way from the outside lane.
Yep. Oh, somebody's into the wall there.
Looks like Dinda in the 84.
Yeah.
He's going to lose a handful of positions on that one. McCormick, Boyer, and Clue having contact back in the pack. Look at this, Marino Jr. to the outside. Larkin Boyer picking up a meatball flag there on whatever that contact was. Might have to go back and see what happened to the 10.
3 wide at the front here with Thompson down low, Burrow around the top.
Oh, Marino scrapes the wall. It almost comes down on Barris. Doesn't give Thompson the breakaway.
Yeah, I thought that paint job was Burrow. It's Barris.
We've got a lot of kind of dark and dark red trucks out there tonight. Hard to keep them straight. Now Barrow and Dinda with an issue. Hayes and Elsie as well. All right, we're gonna back this up and see what happened first to Larkin Boyer. He picks up a meatball here, gets a huge run, it looks like, on Clue. Oh, and goes to split the 54 and the 47. There's no space. He comes all the way down to the inside wall. And that's going to be the end of the night for the 10. I assume he's already used up his fast repair. Even if he gets towed back to pit road. Meatball's hard to recover from. Then it was Barrow. Oh, it looks like Dinda just got into him and turned him into the wall eventually.
Wow.
Back that one up. Yeah, you get a huge run there running the high line, and I think we mentioned this earlier. Sometimes you just don't know what to do with it. And that time, the 84 does with it into the bumper of the 4 truck. A little bit more contact there right at the end. Barrow had been laps down, at least 1 lap down a couple times. Fought to get the lucky dog. He's in 19th or 20th position right now. And then there was a little bit more of a wreck here between...
It's pretty hard to be pushing that part of the track, so I'm not sure what what Dinder was trying to prove there.
Oh, that was Hayes there that kind of skimmed by another truck that had already wrecked. And now we've got, man, we just picked up something here under caution, maybe.
Yeah, who is that? C85.
I don't know what Dinda's doing, waiting at the entrance to pit road. Gets run into by, that was the 58 Taylor. Getting messy out there.
Yeah.
And now the strategy is coming into play. So the top 7 stayed out. They all took 4 tires about 20 laps ago. Dakota Doremus picked up 4 tires 6 laps ago, and then everybody else just came down pit road. Jamie Griffin leading the way off pit road with a fuel-only stop there in 9th.
Knox is in a great position here.
Let's take a look at Jamie's night. He marched up into the top 10, then dropped out of it. Back into the top 10 again, back out of it. And here he is in 9th. Highest he's been is 7th. But I think he's going to be leading those drivers off of pit road that can make it to the end, but he's only going to be going fuel only. He should still have a set. I think he's playing the long game, Lee. A lot of these guys just took their last set. Jamie Griffin leaving one in pit road for a later restart.
Yeah.
So up front, STR teammates Keegan Shelton and Knox Thompson for Shelton Thompson Racing. Just behind him, Marshall Taylor leading the way for Dirty South. He's got his teammate Coleman Chapman in the top 10 as well. We just saw Matthew Taylor involved in some of those contacts there. He's a couple laps down. Then you've got Jacob and John Boy Hughes starting almost side by side here, both in the top 5. So how about this? It's STR versus GLR in a Dirty South sandwich. Not exactly sure what the 58 is doing down there on the bottom. He needs to get out of the way, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does.
But Thompson's up front. He's got Shelton right there with him, his teammate. 78 of Taylor, and then the brothers Hughes, 4th
Great
and 5th.
start by Knox Thompson.
And here comes Sipple. Again, big runs. He gets on the bottom of these restarts. He's been making that work all night long. He's side by side with John Boy Hughes. Oh, those trucks are getting tight. Nobody wants to lift out of turn 4. That gives the 14 a little bit of a run back on the high side. Still side by side. They're single file 1 through 4, and there it goes, the 9 up the track. Sipple going to tuck underneath. And Dakota Doremus, I think, going to try to come with him. There goes Marshall Taylor to the bottom, trying to get inside of Shelton.
I'm shocked at how Sipple can keep that truck down low, like he did just then in turns 1 and 2, and still pass 2 trucks. That
Well,
was
again,
a
I think
great move.
Sipple is the first driver on fresh tires.
That's why then. Yeah.
So I think his strategy here is get to the front and then stay there through the last couple cautions or however this race ends. Still 26 laps to go. There he goes from the top to the bottom underneath Taylor.
He'll
3
still
wide
have
for
the drive
second.
off here. He'll be in the lead coming off here.
Thompson trying to hold him off from the high line, but Sipple on those fresh tires is getting it done. Here comes Doremus down low.
Is Doremus on new tires as well? Because he's flying.
Contact behind him. We got a car around. I think that is the 14 of Hughes. Got together with Marino Jr., I believe. Then we've got a couple other drivers wrecking here in reaction to that. Right here, yeah, I did. Oh, I didn't see. Is that Marino on the outside? They're 3 or 4 wide. And I think Hughes is probably just following the truck in front of him, not realizing that Marino's got such a run and got to his outside here right there. And we see this happen all the time when you're driving. You're kind of just following the truck in front of you, and you forget that they might be clear and you might not be.
Yeah. It was pretty tight too, because the truck behind, I'm not sure who it was.
And then this is after.
He knew that it was following him.
Whoa, what was that? That looked like maybe a hardware failure. Go back and watch that one again. Watch the...
Oh, yeah.
I think that's C-right. Oh, he gets loose, and it snaps up in front of Hayes, and that collects Keister and McCormick. Looks like they gave Marino that one. I see him grabbing the EOL from race control. Or maybe, Matthew Taylor just picked up another black flag. That's the 58. He was that driver we saw kind of floating around on the apron there on the restart. He's 13 laps down. He doesn't need to be up there doing that.
Yeah, I think that was actually a good call by race control there, by calling that one. Because he did just stuff his nose up there while the guy was making the turn, and I think that's why he gave that one. He could have avoided that.
So another bit of a strategy reset.
There was no way he was going to get him around the top, so... And all these decisions on these drivers are made in the very split second. So it's, when we sit here and comment on these, we understand that they're really hard calls to make sometimes, especially from the seat of the car. And we've all made that slide error at 200 miles per hour. It's very hard to make these snap decisions.
And time is running out now, just 23 laps to go. If you were on a strategy or you're trying to get back to the front from maybe 15th or any further, you're starting to get desperate. Josh McKinney picks up the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog there.
DeRemus in fourth. Keep your eye on him. He's been really clean all night.
Yeah, we're just looking at the teammates that are up there together. No longer any teammates together, with the exception of Fifth Gear Racing. Johnny Jones and Robert Weibel both in the top 5. Where did these two come from? Jones is up 23 spots, Weibel up 7. See what they can get done here at the end of the race at Kansas.
Yeah, I've had my eye on Weibel all night. I didn't realize Jones was going to make it up there, though. That's great work. And right behind those two guys, we have two GEC veterans in Burrow and Jamie. Yeah,
veterans and champions. We mentioned the only driver in the field with a past GEC victory at Kansas is Jamie Griffin in the 5 truck. And he has managed to find his way into 6th here for this restart. 22 laps to go at Kansas in the Kansas Kerfuffle 225.
Wow, the outside lane is not tight.
Sipple all the way to the bottom. I mean, he just does that every time. It seems to be working. Gives him a great jump kind of out of the field into turn 1. Jamie there, the first truck on the outside now.
3 wide in about 11th or 12th.
Ooh, somebody smacked the wall. They keep it straight, though. And look, there it is. I mean, Max Dinda is on the bumper of Joe Barrow. Again, we saw these two get into it and cause a caution seemingly just a couple laps ago. And they're going to give each other a lot of room.
Yeah, Dinda went as low as he could, I think, there.
The more it's good for each other, they're gonna.
So now Barrow goes to the high line.
Side right now. Yeah.
That gives Dinda the run on the bottom.
I think Dinda has better tires than Burrow at the moment. But there's 20 laps to go. You can still burn your tires off here.
Sipple still out front. He's got Barris and DeRemus in his mirror. And the teammates of Weibel and Jones rounding out the top 5, but here comes Max Dinda and Joe Barrow. Barrow has to check up there.
It's tight on the outside.
You can just see how little he's turning the wheel, I think, is the big takeaway for me. Just watch that wheel. It barely turns it, especially on exit. I'm not even sure he makes it to 11 o'clock.
What are you talking about?
I'm just looking. I'm in car with Barrow, and I'm looking at how little he's turning the wheel to make the corner. Got his steering ratio about as high as it can go. I like a big wheel. I want to feel like I'm driving a semi truck.
Yeah. Same here. So I'm driving the old boat I used to have around.
Oh, Barrow slaps the wall there, trying to get as high as he can. That's going to let a couple trucks to his inside, including the 19 of DeFilippi, the 08 of Shelton, and here comes Knox Thompson as well.
Barrow's got the advantage of the draft, though we might have a chance.
And Johnny Jones just ahead of him in the 11, as Max Dinda has moved up to 5th.
I'm guessing Thompson's on new tires.
Take a quick look. Thompson is on the freshest tires available. Max DeFilippi actually on the, he's the furthest up on those freshest fresh tires. And they're still 3 wide, trying to sort this out.
Thompson's boxed in here, so work his patience a little bit. Being on fresher tires and having a quicker truck.
Whoa, almost 4 wide. So up front, it's still Sipple and Barris. They're side by side.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it. The 17, second in the points, looking for his first win here in the GEC Racing League. Nick Sipple in the 75 with a late start to the season. He's a 3-time winner in GEC. Maybe more than that. I know it's at least 3. He's trying to get caught up here in the points to make a playoff run. Everybody fighting hard now with 15 laps to go at Kansas.
Yeah, Barros has been driving really hard tonight, nice and aggressive. He's going to put a move here, or at least attempt a move on Sipple.
A lap car of the 58, going to pull all the way to the bottom. Oh my gosh, what a close call there. 58 almost into the leader.
You heard, oh my gosh, I started looking for smoke.
I think, yeah, I don't know. At some point, we got to park this 58, Mr. Race Control. He's 17 laps down with 13 to go. He's got nothing to gain, and he's in the way. Battle rages on for first. As now DeFilippi trying to make a move around Weibel. He's got that lap car stuck in his face, though. Dinda and Barrow both getting a run. Barrow giving him a push. 4 wide.
Yeah, well, that was tight. Oh, 3 by 3.
Oh my God, man.
Barrow around the top there. Sipple's jumped a little lead out over Barros a little bit. And Doremus is right there.
Yeah, Thompson coming with him.
Thompson. Yeah, Thompson's looking hard now to the top.
Just 10 and a half laps remain. Drivers' patience running out. Who's going to have the tires? Who's going to have the track position to do it here at the end?
Thompson's coming. Who's
gonna have
there.
Trouble enough to be able to capitalize on the incident that we're going to end up having here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Thompson trying to get to the outside of the 17.
Barrow and Dinda pushing pretty hard back here. Barrow to the outside of Dinda now.
Oh, there's a contact. Shelton goes across the field. That brings out the 15th caution here with 10 to go. Knox Thompson made it up to second before that caution came out. He got ahead of Barris, still behind Sipple. Let's see what we can see happened back here. They're 3 wide. Oh, was that teammates? The 78 and the 07?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah. Inside truck, I think, came up on him.
Yeah, Chapman and Taylor both trying to get around Keegan Shelton. Get together and then take the 08 with them.
Might have actually been the outside truck coming down.
That's what it looked like to me. And you hate to see that. You never want to see a late race caution, but especially between two teammates racing hard.
Yeah, those guys will feel bad.
And we'll see if this is going to be it. Do you come to, if you've got tires, you got to come now. And that's, Sipple is going to come. Thompson's going to stay out. I think he's already used up his last set.
Yeah, maybe.
So this is going to be really interesting. Joe Barrow stays out. DeFilippi stays out. Thompson stays out. As do the 2 trucks that were involved in that caution, Chapman and Taylor in the 78. That's Marshall Taylor.
I think it was a mistake coming to the pits. I would have stayed out.
Well, it might come down to how many trucks there are. So there looks like 12 trucks stayed out at the front.
Yeah. There's no way the leader like Sipple will be able to get through all those trucks.
Ah, man, I don't know what kind of odds you're going to give me, but I've seen Sipple dive to the bottom and pass 2 and 3 trucks at a time every restart tonight. He's going to have maybe 6 laps to do it by the time we go racing green again.
I can think of some bets I'd have with you.
12 trucks ahead. And again, let's just check that strategy. So it's Thompson and DeFilippi on slightly fresher tires than Joe Barrow. Robert Weibel went fuel only on his last stop, so his tires are probably the oldest of this bunch. Then Marshall Taylor and Coleman Chapman, they're on the same strategy as Thompson and DeFilippi at the front. Marino on the same strategy as Barrow. Then you've got Elzy, John Boy Hughes, Jacob Hughes, Keegan Shelton, all on that good, kind of, we'll call those the medium tire situation. Klaus Brahm on a little bit older. And then it's going to be Sipple and Dinda, Doremus and Clue with fresh tires trying to come through the field. Let's see if we can actually extend this up. Might block some of our sponsors, but I want to go all the way to 20th here because I know that there's even more drivers in this group. Griffin, Jones, McDuffie, all with fresh tires. And we do still have 1 green-white checker in our pockets if we need it for some overtime. As we see, the 07's going to get the EOL here for that wreck. That's going to take him out of contention, at least for this restart. That's going to move up Barris. I think that... No, who's that on the... Who's that behind Weibel? I'm not sure. I think it's Barris.
That's our ghost truck. That's... who's our ghost truck tonight?
Elzy.
Yep. Gonna be an interesting start here. See where Sipple comes.
So Thompson on the outside. He is a control truck. Green flag is out. Thompson with a great jump. Barrow spins the tires, but keeps it straight. He's going to lose some momentum, though, into the turn. And there we go. Another wreck. There on the outside, that's Marshall Taylor and Jacob Hughes. Oh, and they grab the 17 of Barris at the end of that one. Go back and watch it again. Yeah, they're 3 wide really fast. We'll have to see how that happened here. Oh, you know what? It might be that Barrow and the 78 both spin their tires.
Keep your eye on the 75 as well as they come across the start.
Right there. Ooh, and so then Marino tries to get in.
Oh, I think he passes that truck as well. Like right there. Down on the apron.
I think maybe he doesn't. If you're looking at the line, I'm trying to pause it just right.
Touch and go. You'd have to look across it, wouldn't you?
I think Shelton is ahead of him. I mean, he timed that up as close as you can get it, though.
Yeah.
And then, man, a lot of drivers making it through, a lot of drivers getting caught. Barris with the worst luck there, getting tagged at the end.
Yeah, really.
And if you're Thompson, you're thinking, this is great. Those fresh tires now aren't going to get any time to get used against me. It should be, I'm going to guess 3 to go. When we come back around, we'll see how quick iRacing tries to get rid of this caution. It's going to be just a 2-lap shootout. Effectively a green-white checker, but we'll have another one to use too.
So that's not what Stipple wants to hear, because that'll only give him 2 laps to get through this.
He made it up to 7th though.
Yeah.
On that restart. So because all those trucks that wrecked were in front of him. All positions gained.
Did Dinder get new tires as well when Sipple went in?
Look, yeah, Dinda and Sipple are the trucks on the freshest tires.
Okay, because he's going to be right next to him.
Then Doremus and Griffin, McCormick, McDuffie, Jones, Skirbo, Barris, and now got a couple drivers that pitted after that wreck but didn't get tires. That's Brahm and Chapman. Some other drivers making repairs, so this race just keeps getting interesting, even in the final seconds.
On his preferred line low, so he'll be hitting the apron.
Certainly going to be where the action is, whether it's a pass for the lead or a big wreck or whatever is about to happen.
Yeah, he'll have Burrow in front of him.
So Marino Jr. gets a wave around by staying out. And Joshua McKinney picks up the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog. He's still going to be 3 laps down, I believe. McKinney been trying to recover all night. So we are 1 to green. It'll be 2 to go at the line to wrap up the Kansas Kerfuffle 225 on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel with the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series, brought to you by 42 Designs and Laughing Llama Wraps.
We need to tighten those lines up again. We're waiting too long to tighten these lines up. Pace car's off.
Oh, Sipple already to the bottom.
Yep, and
oh, yeah, that caught him that time. And Barrow with not a great start. Sipple trying to take advantage.
And Sipple went across the...
Three-truck breakaway at the front. It's Thompson, DeFilippi, and Elzy. I can hear trucks scrape at the wall. We're coming back to the white flag. Sipple's up to 4th, but he's got that black flag sitting on him.
He also sent it up the inside and made it 4 wide when trucks were and got into him and got him into the wall.
DeFilippi up high. Elzy to 2nd. Nick Sipple up to 2nd. We're not sure how that black flag's going to play out. Thompson going to have to throw a block on him. They make contact.
Yeah, you can't.
Coming to the line. Sipple all the way to the bottom.
Try to drive around him at all.
Thompson with the win. Holding off Nick Sipple on a late race charge.
Great win by Thompson.
What an up and down season it has been for this 48 truck. He's had speed all season long, but has been plagued by penalties. Last week with an invalid black clear on a pit road speeding, took away some points. He comes right back out here at Kansas and holds on to the lead.
Yeah, that was a great effort by Thompson. He real mature end to his race there.
So it is Thompson, Sipple, and Elsie. We'll have to get Dusty when he wraps this thing up. His thoughts there on that restart for Sipple.
I think he could be a little busy at the moment.
Yeah, I like it. We'll let him wrap up, and then we'll talk to him after the interviews. It's going to be Thompson, Sipple, and Elsie on our tentative podium.
We might need to get some confirmation that's what the podium's looking like at this stage with that black flag that was out.
Keegan Shelton got a top 10. He's going to be out there celebrating with his teammate Thompson.
No, well, that black flag's going to sit at the end of this all just by looking at it.
Yeah.
Did he get it cleared?
Yep, he asked for it cleared. He got in the back end of the four, got him all out of sorts, and passed him on the inside.
I'm glad I'm not race control tonight.
So in that case, it's going to be Thompson, Elsie, and Doremus on the podium. Again, all things will be officially reviewed by race control and the race director post-race, but we're looking at that restart by Sipple. We're going to go back and look at it one more time before we kick off our interviews. The 75 truck, we know he's got the freshest tires. We know he's got the speed.
There was a few things going on here.
You know, I think I don't know, that's tough. If only I knew who the race director was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he went past 2 trucks, not just one.
So we're going to have to...
And then if you have a look here, if you stay on this a little bit longer, the next bit is pretty interesting too. When they were down in 3, and they were 3 wide.
You know, again, we're rewatching that restart. Nick Sipple diving to the bottom, possibly picking up a black flag for passing before the start-finish line.
At this stage, he's got great tires, gets a great run up out of there. But as they go down in here...
Oof, yeah, that's just tight. They're 4 wide. I think Weibel meant to close the door a little earlier. And then he got a huge run down the backstretch.
New tires.
Again, Elsie of that ghost car. And right here, the Thompson's only move is to block. Sipple gives him a kiss. Oh, and then they get together after that. Almost again at the end.
Well, that was a great effort by Thompson to hold on in that final lap on older tires. Good job, man.
So with that, we'll start pulling up some drivers for interviews here. Wrap up our broadcast. We've got a whole pile of drivers in there. We're going to go ahead and just start with the leader. Driver of the 48, Knox Thompson, bringing home the victory, holding off a bunch of hard charges there at the end. Knox, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How about that? I mean, we saw you racing all night long. It seemed pretty cutthroat out there, even on this big, wide Kansas Speedway. But how did you make it to the end alive with your truck in one piece and then have the speed and the strategy to be in the right position for the win?
Well, I'd like to thank my teammates, Keegan Shelton, Max DeFilippi, for the strategy, and just, it was a great race. I seem to got these mile and a half figured out. I've won, I think it's both the mile and a half so far, and it's just a pretty good race. It's pretty interesting, that restart at the end. I didn't see what happened, but there's a lot of angry drivers ready to talk it out, hopefully. But Yeah, I don't know what happened in that pace car. There was one time the green flag stops happened, and nobody would pass the pace car. Nobody would pass the pace car when they were supposed to, and I had to go over there and pass the pace car, and it was a whole deal. But happy to get this win, and hopefully be out here next week.
Yeah, Knox, I was really impressed with two things. We'll talk about the finish in the moment, but mid-race, you were struggling there in mid-race. What was going on mid-race? Noticed you dropped a little bit further back. Did you drop a lap behind there one stage? I thought you got, I think you got caught maybe on the refuel.
Oh yeah, on the I was supposed to be on the lead lap. I got a lap down, and then the leader that he got something happened to him, and it let all the guys a lap down, or most of them, go on the lead lap. And it was kind of a weird ordeal, but happy to have a good race like that. And that's 2 wins on the season, so hopefully.
Yeah, that's great. How did you hold off Sipple on that last lap? He was coming obviously with 4 new hoops, and you did a really good job of holding him off there, especially in the last 2 corners.
Yeah, it was kind of scary. I got that bumper from him coming into turn 4, and I kind of got me off shape. Got a little bit of the door, nothing hurt, and just raced to the line. I'm surprised I got it when he was on those new tires, but coming into turn 3 and 4, I was really, really tight. Maybe me getting nervous and over pushing it. But that's kind of what offset him to get to me. The best thing that could have happened right there was what happened, which was him getting into my rear bumper, kind of slowing down his momentum, and that's how I got that win.
Yeah. Good job. Great race. Really good work.
Yeah, we also saw your teammate Shelton up there with you on the front row for one of those restarts. I think he came home 10th. Great run for SDR tonight, not just the 48 truck.
Yeah. I would like to shout out my Team Alliance teammate, Max DiFilippi. He was really, really fast on those runs, and it just didn't work out for him. I feel like he has matured since last race, and I'm glad to see him get a pretty good finish in the top 10, and hope to be out here next race and go back for hopefully another win.
Yeah, congratulations again on the victory. We're going to have the week off next week for the holiday, and then we'll be back racing at Michigan on July 7th, I believe. So we'll see you then.
Yep, I'll be fresh off going to Chicagoland, so should have racing in me.
All right, well, I hope you have a blast out there. Congratulations again on the victory to Knox Thompson, driver of the 48 truck here in the Kansas Kerfuffle 225. Next driver we're going to talk to is what looks to be 3rd place on the leaderboard, maybe 2nd place after the post-race review. That's the driver of the number 2, Ryan Elsie. Ryan, you got a copy?
Hey, you're in interview.
You're in the room, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Come back up here. Here he comes.
I'm down there trying to give you an interview in the waiting room. They said, "Get out of here, man! You're in the wrong spot."
I'm like, what you doing?
So, the driver of the
like,
2 truck, Ryan Elsie, comes on with a podium finish. I think we'll have to wait for a post-race review to see if it's 2nd or 3rd, but a good finish for you either way. Walk us through your night.
So pretty much at the very beginning, I don't have much experience with this track, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna be a Sunday driver and just chill out, save fuel, save tires, and just see how everyone races. And then I started noticing, I was like, this person's doing this person's doing this, and then slowly by the race went by, I just took that as an advantage.
Yeah, Ryan, your paints weren't showing up on our feed, so we were calling you the ghost truck there for a little bit because your number was different. I think it was 15 instead of 8, but we really noticed that we hadn't mentioned your name too much until about halfway, and then you started to come forward. Did you conserve tires at the beginning?
Yeah, more or less conserved at the very beginning because I just wanted to see how many laps I can put on tires and see how much I can save fuel. Yeah. And the reason why you couldn't see my wrap was because I was trying to show my friend Jonah his wrap that I was like messing with, and I was like, "Hey, look at this," and he's like, "Man, that looks cool," and I forgot to take it off. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just say that I got your backup car. Mine was still in the shop.
Yeah, there you go. It was a really great effort. There was a few things that I was really impressed with that you just built on your mid-race performance. And did you have new tires? How were your tires there right at the end?
Towards the end, I decided to I'm gonna save tires, and then finally I noticed we started getting plenty more cautions. I was like, maybe I'll just go get this last set and somewhat maintain, and that actually worked in my favor. Until the very end, I was like, man, I gotta start pushing.
Yeah, hey, really good job, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, any other shout outs you want to give before we send you back down to the party?
Yes. Well, for one, Jonah for letting me borrow the car. Wesley for helping me out. David for being a good team member. JWR in general. Premier Racing Setups, best setups ever. Use code LZ15 for 15% off. W.GG. And I think that's about it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, mate. Really good effort. We've got a week off next week, but we look forward to seeing you the following week, man.
Yep, sounds good, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was driver of the 2-truck, Ryan LZ, chatting with us here in the booth. Next up, we're going to grab the number 88, driver of the number 88 truck, Dakota Doremus. Dakota, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. I mean, a tough night out there. We saw you racing for Barrow with the Lucky Dog at some point, and then you make it all the way back there to almost to the front right at the end. Just walk us through your night.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good, and then there was one restart where I kind of just got ran over when everybody checked up, and I got 40 seconds of damage, so I had to pit and repair all of it and went a lap down during that. But I was able to hold off Barrow for the Lucky Dog and get my way back to the front eventually.
Yeah, we were talking about the Lucky Dog. Sometimes that's the toughest race in the race. Was that a tough fight there for a while?
Yeah, it was, because I think he saved his tires a little bit better than me during the battle for the Lucky Dog, so I kind of had to hold him off even more towards the end, or towards before that caution that got me the Lucky Dog.
Yeah, what was it like racing with your teammate tonight?
It was fun. We didn't necessarily get what we wanted, because obviously we want to win every race, but sometimes that just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Were you guys pushing very much down the back straight, bump drafting, or was the draft very strong here tonight? Obviously, it was really tough on restarts with these things skipping sideways, but what was the draft like?
I didn't really do much bump drafting, but I could tell that I was getting a pretty good draft down the back straightaway.
Yeah, awesome. Well, really good effort here tonight. Anyone you want to thank for your great performance here tonight?
Just mainly Garrett for just letting me come onto the team and be able to race for him and prove that I kind of belong here.
Yeah, well, you definitely belong here. We've enjoyed watching you. So, yeah, good job, man.
Yeah, you've shown speed every week. We're looking forward to see what those GTCR drivers can do every week, especially you and Dindo have just been kind of the surprise of the season there, running up front most of the races. So keep it up, and we'll see you out there at Michigan here in a couple weeks after the mid-season break.
All right, thank you.
See you, man.
That was driver of the 88, Dakota Doremus. That's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Again, a little bit of a controversial finish, as one driver might have a black flag that DQs him from this one on the podium. Either way, we'll get it sorted out. See you in 2 weeks again at Michigan for week 6 here in season 9 of the CDSN Truck Series on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We'll see you out there. Any other closing thoughts, Lee or Dusty, before we close this one out?
Well, what a great race. Kansas was pretty entertaining. Michigan is always entertaining. So these boys are going to have a lot of fun here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. A big field as always. We got a lot of wrecks and cautions to sort through, but we're having a blast here with the GEC Racing League on the CDSN Sports Network Truck Series. We'll catch you again in 2 weeks at Michigan, and also Thursday for our Cup Series action at Nashville here on GEC.
Bye, everyone.
The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our Race Results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off-tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and more to keep your audience plugged into your stream, whether it's rolling grids and podiums, performance breakdowns by car, club, class, and team, or even pulling your Sim Racer hub standings automatically. Join these elite broadcast partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is